Hey guys, it's Tiqqle, and this is the second video in the 7.3 Elemental Shaman PvP guide. This video specifically, we're focusing on my UI, how I've set it up. I'm going to be going into depth on specific add-ons like Weakauras. How do you set up the Weakauras? I'm going to go through screen by screen, copy paste by copy paste, how to do that. I'm also going to be going over how to set up your font damage. I know that there's a lot of questions about how to set that up. It's not the easiest add-on to work through, so we're going to go through that in a lot of detail. I found another font I want, so you're going to be seeing that soon. Lastly, guys, I want to thank everybody for all your support and involvement in the community. We are really growing as an awesome community, so thank you guys so much. A reminder, I'm going to be having the timestamps in the bottom. If you don't need instructions on how to set up some of these add-ons, just go ahead and skip to the next add-on. Happy to help you kind of save some time. So let's get into it. Let's go through the UI. First add-on, I think it's important because some people have been teasing me on the stream about my bags. So what I've done is I've set up Bagnon. Bagnon, it basically puts all of your bags into one visual, and I've gone through the configuration and I've actually scaled it up so you can actually make it bigger or smaller, which is really nice for an old man like me that's blind. So I actually make it pretty big so that, I don't know, it's just easier to see and easier to, manage stuff. Guys, the next add-on is Battlegroundenemies. Previously, in other videos, you've probably seen me have battleground targets. This is an add-on called Battlegroundenemies. This is basically my replacement for battleground targets just because battleground targets was bugging so often. This add-on is pretty awesome. It's pretty complex though, in terms of the amount of stuff it will show you and how disruptive it will be. So specifically, you see the name of the player, the realm they're on. This indicates, the number to the right indicates how many people are targeting them. That way in a rated battleground, you can see, hey, who's focusing the right target? When I call out, go on the priest, is everyone really focusing? It shows if you're a healer, tank, or DPS, and then also shows your class. I really like these class icons. I think it's kind of sexy. So on the right side, you can see some things you would normally see with a Gladius. You see what type of trinket they have, if it's on cooldown, their racial, if it's on cooldown, and that type of information. Now let me go into a little bit more detail on this add-on because it's a little hard to configure. So if you go into, in general, to get to your add-on setup, you can go to this button, game menu or escape, interface, add-ons. This is where you'll see all the add-ons we'll be talking about. Battlegroundenemies. So you click that. Few things to note. By default, it creates this type of a menu for your allies too. I don't think that's really necessary because Blizzard has a pretty good one raid setup that they set up. So I actually just disable that. As you can see, I just disabled it. I just don't think it's needed. I also go into enemies, and for the 16 to 40, it gets excessive. There's just too many, so I've disabled that as well. Now, in 1 to 15, I've enabled this, and this is the scale. This is how big or small you want it. I just picked what size is comfortable for me, so it's about here. And then if I go into bar settings, this is the kind of the size of the bar. So I've just made it what I want, which is not too freaking crazy. You can make things pretty big, but most important for me is to be able to see who's who and who I can be calling out. For general settings, you can set the font. I just set it to something very straightforward. I think another really important one is under 1 to 15 players, under bar settings, under health bar name, the font size. It starts out with a really big font size, so I make it really small, so just enough so I can read it because I don't really need all that information. If you want to get rid of certain things like the roll icon, you can do that, just disabling that. I actually like that for now, even though I can see the spec. I like just seeing that. It's a quick snap, I know what's going on. The other piece is the target indicator. When you first get it, you're going to see the numbers also really big. I made it really small. So that's how I've kind of set it up. Otherwise, I haven't really fiddled with anything else. You could change and disable trinkets if you wanted to, disable racials if you wanted to. There's a lot of customization here, and I would just say fiddle around, but I think you guys kind of get my general setup. You can always just click and drag it around, figure out where you can put it, but I think it's a really important battleground related add-on. So guys, I would definitely check this out. Guys, next up is details. By far, one of the most analytical add-ons I have ever seen in World of Warcraft. Usually, guys, for my damage tracking, damage meters and all that stuff, I've been using Recount. I've switched recently thanks to some viewers and some comments. Hey, Tiqqle, try out details. I was like, all right. I tried it out, and oh my gosh, it's incredible. It's just like Recount, except it really breaks it down very visually for you to say, okay, Lava Bursts, I cast 3 times. my overall damage is this, my average damage is this. It's a lot of detail. There's also a lot of other things in here where you can compare yourself to any other Ellie. So let's say you're in a raid or you're in an RBG, you have, or a random battleground, anything, you can have 2 Ellie shamans. If you just go to compare, it will quickly compare the same class, same spec, and you'll be able to see, oh wow, he did a lot more damage than me. How'd he do it? If you right click damage done, there's a lot of other things you can select, just like recount, but this is just, guys, it's just so great. I would definitely say get this if you want a damage add-on. Now, in terms of setup, guys, going a little bit deeper, what I've done is in the settings, it gets a little confusing because there's so much detail here. I want to suggest 2 things. When you first get it, this will be pretty small. How you update that is you can go to bars general, height over here on the right side, and that will change how small or big your bar is. I just, you know, pick 16, which is I'm comfortable with. And then the other thing is bar text. Another thing you'll see is you'll probably get either really big or really small font size. If you go to bars text, under text size, you can also change that. It automatically will load enemy damage. So in other words, when you're doing arenas or BGs, you'll see, oh, this guy's on the Alliance and I'm the Horde. Let's see what he did. Next is font damage changer, guys. This is one that is it's probably my favorite add-on. I might have said that a few times already, but it is definitely one of my favorites. Here's what it does. Let's go over that first. In Blizzard, by default, when you target, when you cast an ability or whatever on an enemy, you hit them, a number pops up. What this add-on does is it lets you change the font of the text for this pop-up. See that? That is a specific font that I found on a website and loaded up into the add-on. So it's probably one of the coolest add-ons, but there is a few things that I think I want to point out about this because it is kind of harder to set up. It's pretty unique. All right, guys, this is a website you should definitely check out if you are interested in getting this add-on and getting fonts. It's called dafont.com. And this is where you'll find, and you can go scroll through all these free fonts to download and use. So in this case, I want to show you guys how to upload the font. So I found this extra mile font I really like. So let's click that. Okay, here it is. Looks good. I want it. So over here on the right, there's download. I'm going to click download. It downloads it here. So what I need to do now is it says it's a zip file. We're going to bring it to my game drive, project folder, World of Warcraft interface, add-ons. Inside add-ons, guys, this is where it gets a little detailed. So keep following along. Inside the add-ons, you should have already set up font damage changer, and you can kind of scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. There's font damage changer. Font goes here. Click that. Unzip. Now it's unzipped it to that folder. Let me show you what it looks like. Here you go. So here's what it's going to look like, guys. You're going to have a file in your folder called FDC font. What you want to do is you need to change the name of that font. So I just put a character after it. So this is actually the high school font. I'm going to save that. And now what I need to do is, this is the font I just extracted to this folder. I'm going to click it. Copy and paste the name of that other file, click enter, and that's it. That's how you set it up. So let me restart WoW and let me show you how it worked. All right, guys, we're back in the game. Let's see how it works. Let's jump over to our buddy over here. Stone color. Hitting him. There it is. New font popped up. It doesn't look right. The comma's jacked up. But hey, you saw it worked. That's how it kind of gets loaded and gets set up. Guys, the next add-on is Gladius. I think everyone probably knows about Gladius. A lot of useful tools here. It tracks all of your arena targets here, 1 to 3. It shows when they use a trinket. It shows what the different DRs are and if they're half, fourth, etc. So it's a lot of good information. I don't think this is a surprise, so I'm not going to spend too much time here. Nothing really specific on this. There are some ways and some different options you can use to customize what's shown up. But let's not go into that too much. I think everyone has a pretty good handle of this. Next add-on is Omnibar. Omnibar is an add-on that's very, very useful, guys. It's really useful for tracking cooldowns. As you can see here, you can drag it around pretty easily. Once you've set it up and imported it, let me show you what you need to make sure you do to track all the cooldowns. I haven't even done it to the complete, to the fullest extent. So basically, open this window up, guys. Click Omnibar. It will show bars, Omnibar, settings, go to spells. And what you need to do, and it does take a little bit of time, is you need to go through each of the classes and highlight all the abilities you want to track. It won't do it by default. It's important because not all interrupts, not all abilities are tracked on there by default. So you need to go in there and make sure it's all set up. So guys, the next add-on is Quartz. Quartz is a cast bar add-on. I have it set up to do my self on the bottom, the biggest bar, my targets cast, which is the teeny bar, and then my focus casts. You can customize it to look however you want. As you can tell, my bars look a little bit different, thicker, thinner, time included, when they're gonna when I can stop casting at the end in the red zone and all that stuff. So it's just an easy way for me to make cast bars a lot bigger than they are by default, just so I can track them a little bit easier. It's not the most complex add-on, but definitely kind of go through and say, okay, target, how big do I want to, where do I want to position this? Oh my gosh, I'm messing it up. The height of it, how big do you want these things? Like target, for example, maybe I'll make that a little bit juicier and lower it down a little bit. So like customizing it a little bit can probably help you be more aware of the different add-ons that, or the different casts that are going on. So that's Quartz. The next add-on is Shadowunit Frames. Shadowunit Frames is what this is. It's my portrait and my HP, Maelstrom, and mana. That bottom bar without numbers is actually mana. My target, my target's target, my focus target, and my focus target's target, and all of that little detail in there. Also, a side note for my target, I've set it up so that the buffs are displayed and also the debuffs. You can also set some of your displays and positionings of the icons on top of it or below it or wherever it is. You can set that up through this menu. This is under target, auras, buffs, debuffs. There's all the customization there that you guys will need. Not too complex once you find your way in here. The next item is Tidy Plates, Threat Plates, guys. It's specifically the Threats Plates version of Tidy Plates. What that is the floating bar above their head or target. So what happens here is when I push a button to do the DMGs, it puts a floating number for any debuffs above their head, which is actually a really easy way for me to track multiple flame shocks. You can see that I can track it just very visually by the icon floating above their head. And that's pretty much what this does. It also has a cast bar in that, but I've only really used the default settings for this add-on. I haven't really done anything else. So if you load this add-on, it should look just like mine. The next add-on is TrufiGCD. What this is it shows all the abilities that I use or attempt to use in the top. What this is a way for me to show you guys and for me to track, even in my own videos, the different abilities that I'm doing in what order. So it will show me how I'm using all my GCDs and show me all the chains of abilities. So that way you can see my burst. That way you can see what I'm trying to do. And also if I cancel it, it will show you that it was canceled, just to show the flow of items. I thought this might be useful for you guys to watch. Now the way you set this up is a little bit, I mean, it's very simple to set up. You just load it up. But what I would recommend is in this menu, if you just want to see your own abilities, then just use enable and only check this. Uncheck everything else, or else you're going to see everyone and their mom's abilities up here. So no need to do anything else. The next add-on is Weakauras. Guys, this is the sexy part of the UI. If you type in /WA, you'll see here's all my Weakauras setups. This helps me balance and manage my cooldowns. It just shows it very visually for me to know what's up at what time. Instead of looking at my bars, looking at my buffs, it's all set up through this. Now I'm using two different sets of Weakaura kind of setups right now. One is the mainly, let me just cancel this. This is the Elemental Shaman cooldown management powerhouse command center, whatever you want to call it. This was created by a guy named Notes. So thank you so much, Notes. Everyone loves this. I didn't make it. You did. So thank you so much. This is a way for me to have kind of really visual cues here, and he's enhanced this over time, and this is the small version of this. So I want to show you guys how we set this up, but let me first show you the second part of my Weakauras, which is very small. It's this blue circle in the middle. This was made by Vagard. He's one of the guys from the channel, so I really appreciate him kind of saying like, Tiqqle, you suck at managing frost shocks from your Ice Fury. Here's a way to do it better. So he actually gave me this blue circle. So every time I use Ice Fury, I get 4 of those buffed frost shocks, and this is how I can help manage it. So thanks so much for sharing that. That's pretty awesome, and so many people have been asking about it. So thank you. So guys, what I want to show you next is how to load these up. I want to make sure everyone understands how to do this. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to delete everything. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to start from scratch again. Yeah, I know. I don't even know if I've modified it, but we're just going to make this happen because I want to show you guys, make sure you guys understand the step-by-step process to load this up. So guys, if you go to the link in the description for the Weakaura setup for Elemental Shaman, you'll come to this page for notes section. What you'll see on the right side is this copy Weakaura import string. What I do is I just copy it all, copy that. I go back into WoW. I click New, Import, and then I paste it all here. What this will do is it will create this pop-up. You click Import, and it will set it all up, and there it is. Guys, that's it. That's all that it takes. And now you have this set up. It has the Maelstrom bar. It has everything built in. It's pretty great. And then if you want to customize anything, you can click that plus sign, and here they all the different things are. But I just use the default, and it's pretty great. So thank you, Notes, for that. So for the next one, what I've done is I've created a paste bin, which has, and the link is in the description as well, which is for the Ice Fury setup. So what I do is I just Control A, copy all of that, go back in, pull up Weakauras, New, Imported, bada bing, bada boom, setup. Done. Guys, this is really, really basic, so it should be pretty easy. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the description, and it should hopefully help you guys out. Guys, I forgot one thing. Please, when you upload and set up the UI, go into the Weakaura for the setup I set up, and go into, under here, there's a few ones here. Sound, it's all these Earthshock ones. Uncheck the sound, guys, so you do not hear the thunder. It's bad. Undo that, and then you're good. I do use a few other add-ons I'm going to go over right now, and I'll show you. First is Postal, a mailbox helper. Basically what it does is it allows me to click Open All at the bottom, and it allows me to open all my mail from the auction house. I also use Auctioneer, which is a great add-on for getting the dosh and getting the monies. So I recommend that if you're into auction housing or farming herbs like a noob like me. I use Premade GroupFinder, and what that does is allows me to, in the case where I'm looking for a group, I can say like Battlegrounds. It puts a check mark here, and what I'm able to do is I can filter on certain criteria, or when I highlight a group, I can see, oh, they have all those different damaging, tank, and healing classes. It's pretty useful if you want to make sure you're getting into a good, well-composed group. I also use an add-on called WorldQuestGroupFinder, which is probably my favorite, I keep saying that, one of my favorite add-ons. What you can do is you can click a world quest. Under objectives, it will come up. You can right-click, find group, and there's no one doing that one. But in the event there is someone doing it, like let me go over here and click this one, find group. Here's 3, I can sign up, signed up, get in the group, and they're already killing it. You already get the world quest complete. It's super easy. I would not be able to play World of Warcraft or do world quests without it, so definitely recommend it. So guys, that goes over all of my UI. That's it. If you guys have any specific questions about the UI, let me know. This is what I use in Arena, Battlegrounds, use it for everything, and I love it. So if you guys have any recommendations or you want me to try out certain add-ons, let me know what you think. If you guys have really cool LE Shaman setups, guys, link a screenshot in the comments. Just embed the image, link it to an imager, whatever it is. I want to see what you guys are rocking, because you guys are the reason I have this set up right now. So many of you have recommended most of the add-ons I'm using, or have contributed to the add-ons I'm using, like the Weakaura, like Details, like WorldQuestGroupFinder. So it's all thanks to you guys, so thank you guys. And guys, lastly, I'm starting to stream a bunch more on the weekends and trying to do it during the week. We're doing a lot of Battlegrounds with viewers, so if you guys are interested, definitely sub, like, be on the social medias with me. I'll be posting anytime I start streaming, and we'll get you guys in. Rated Battlegrounds are having pretty fun with the crew. So, and one other note, we have a guild now on Tiqqle, the Tiqqle party. We're slowly growing. We are, if you're a shaman or you're not, just let us know, guys. Happy to keep building this community. It's been a really, really fun time. So, guys, thank you so much. You watch out for the next videos, which will be the Battlegrounds, Arenas, Keybinds, Macros videos. So, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ta-ta for now.